A KZN branch of food retailer Cambridge Foods has agreed to lower its profit margin on a 35-kilogram bag of white maize meal. This after it was found by the Competition Commission to have hiked the price from around 130 rand to 160 rand per bag at the onset of the COVID-19 state of national disaster in April, without a corresponding increase in costs. As part of the settlement, Cambridge Foods, Jozini, has also agreed to donate essential goods worth 25,000 rand to a local community project. We speak now to Siyabulela Makunga, who's the spokesperson at the Competition Commission. Thanks very much for joining us, Siya. So are you happy with this decision by the tribunal? Do you feel vindicated?
Look, thank you very much for having us. Look, as a commission, we are taking a view that it's quite expensive to exercise law enforcement in South Africa. So we've been encouraging firms to come forward and opt for settlement as opposed to a long, protracted legal litigation on these issues, especially matters that relate to price gouging, because our view is we have got about over 800 cases that relate to excessive pricing, especially around face masks, sanitizers and foodstuffs. So we would not say that we're happy, but we are happy that we are making progress in resolving matters that have to do with price gouging.
Yeah. Isn't there a danger, Siya, that when people have or firms have really tried to profiteer, especially in this time of crisis, that, you know, if they just have to cough up 25,000 rand or 20,000 rand, it really is just a slap on the wrist, and it doesn't really give other businesses that would be tempted to do the same that fear factor that if I do this, you know, I'm going to basically be in big trouble. I can get away with it.
Look, we would hope that the tribunal would consider the severe effects that price gouging does have on our people, especially the poor of the poorest, and take such considerations when making decisions. But obviously, this is a process that we have got to follow. We put up a lot of work in terms of investigating cases. We invest quite a lot of money in making sure that we get the best legal minds the country can offer, the best economists and so forth. There's a lot of research that goes into it. But obviously, you're quite right that the effects of price gouging are quite severe, especially on the low-income earners.
We know that there have been several consent agreements and also you guys also charged Dis-Chem, if you like, 1.2 million around the whole issue of them overcharging for masks. Have you found that there's been a lot of price gouging, particularly in the area of food?
Look, at the beginning of the lockdown, when the president made a pronouncement on the state of national disaster, we've seen a rapid escalation of complaints that we have received as a commission. We have received about 1,600 complaints since the pronouncement of declaration of the state of national disaster. But after a few enforcements, but also reopening of markets, we're starting to see a bit of a stabilization on prices, but our message is very clear. Cases that have been brought before us will give it our all to make sure that they are being investigated, they are prosecuted, but we are still making a call to companies that are affected by price gouging to come forward and opt for settlement so as to lessen the amount of money that government uses in investigating and prosecuting cases, but also shorten the amount of time it would take to investigate and prosecute those cases.
And Siya, where can an ordinary South African citizen who feels like they've been aggrieved in terms of the prices that they're paying at a counter, where can they go if they want to complain to you, the Competition Commission? And not everybody has internet.
Look, in the advent of the pandemic, we have resolved as a commission to make it easier for members of the public, especially those who do not have access to internet, to be able to still lodge complaints with the commission. And we have launched an SMS line, which is 084-743-0000, 084-743-0000, and we're quite happy with the amount of complaints that we have received. the amount of cooperation that we're receiving from members of the public, and would like them to continue bringing those who are really exploiting this pandemic for their profiteering interests.
Thank you very much, Siya, for speaking to us this afternoon. That was Siyabulela Makunga. He's a spokesperson at the Competition Commission.